few string methods we are gonna go through. There are lots of string methods available to manipulate your string, to manipulate your string or to pull data or check for something in the string. But here are the most basic ones, most important ones that we are gonna go through. So starting off with a variable. I have a variable here to which I'm storing a data, and in the next line or the next two lines are nothing but dealing with the case of the string, whether uppercase and lowercase. So if you want to convert, this is the most common one. If you want to convert your string into uppercase or to lowercase, you can use methods, upper method and lower method here. So this would convert the entire string into uppercase as well as lowercase. As you can see the output right below the cell. And this is mainly used when you want to check for something in your text type data or a string data. So what you can do is, if case does not matter there, you can convert that entire user's input into a particular case and check it against the right data. So in order to check the string, you can convert it with the upper and lower case. And you have count. So count is nothing but, just like the name suggests, it's just gonna count the number of times this specified character is repeated in your mentioned data, string data. So since I've used C here, it's the variable name. So C dot count of n. So how many times n is present in this particular data? That would be 1. And you have is upper and is lower. So any Vema function in Python, if it starts with is, it would either return true or false based on the condition it's gonna check. So since I have is upper here, so this is gonna check. So it's C dot is upper, gonna check if the data that is present in C is uppercase or not. So if it's an uppercase one, it's gonna print it as true if it is in uppercase, or else it's gonna print false. So since we don't have all the letters in uppercase here, this is gonna print false, and this is gonna print false as well, because we don't have all the characters in lowercase. You have one in the uppercase, so it's gonna return false as well. And the next method or common method that you have in string, or that you would use in string, is replace method. This is going to replace one character with another character here. So I have EA. Let me take off this number. It takes up to 3 arguments. The first one is the character that you want to remove. Second is the new character that you want to add. And third is the number. It's an optional one. If you want to do it, or if you want to replace it at only one place or 2 place, you can control that by giving that number. So if you don't mention that number, it's gonna change that in all the places. So since in this data I have 2 A's, so it's gonna make the change in both the places. So you can see A has been converted or changed to R. But if I do add a number here, so I'm going to add 1 here, which means as soon as the interpreter meets an A, it's going to replace it with R and exit from the code. There you go. It has changed in only one place, and the remaining A's are still the same. Next is split. Split function is gonna return list of strings. So it's gonna perform the splitting operation, and then it's gonna return all the splitted items as items as a string in a list. So since I have not mentioned any character where I want to make a split, your interpreter is gonna make a split at wherever you have space. So I have space here, it's going to make a split there, it's going to make a split one in here and then in here. So it's going to make 3 splits and return 4 characters. So let me run this. So as you can see, it has returned all the splitted strings as a list of strings here. And each and every item is separated by comma, and it has made that split wherever you had the space. But wherever it is making a split, that character will not be returned. Here is another example. This time I'm going to make the split at a particular character, say A. So it's going to make the split at A. Wherever you have A, it's going to make a split there, but never going to return that character. So as you can see, I have I space and I'm fine. A has been removed, and then comma space. Sorry, comma is just the item, and then nothing in here because the third item is nothing because I have A at the end. So it's going to make a split there, but there are no other characters after A. So it's just going to return an empty set of strings. Let me run this. So there you go. And next two examples are going to check if a particular string starts with a specified character or not. So starts with, ends with. So starts with, I've put I. So that is true. Your interpreter your variable C has a string that starts with the letter I. So it's going to return true. And it does not end with I and E. So which means, it indicates that you can check for a particular character or you can also check for a set of characters. So since it does not end with I and E here, this is going to return false. So it's just C dot ends with, C dot starts with. And I've created another variable called C, or just assigning different data to it. How are you? So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a method called title here. This is widely used when you're creating an article to make your title or to highlight your title. So what does title do is it's going to change the case of the first letter of each and every word to uppercase. So that way you can highlight your title, right? So as you can see, in how are you data, everything is in lowercase, but in the output, it has converted the first letter of each and every word to uppercase. And in the next example, we have C dot index of A. So index is nothing, but everyone would get confused between index and count. So just to be clear, count is nothing but to count number of times a particular character is repeating. And index is going to return the index number of the specified character. So the index number of A would be 4. Even though if I have more than one A's here, the interpreter is going to return the index number of the first character it meets or where it meets it. So it's going to meet it here. So that would be 0, 1, 2. So index number of A would be 2. Oh, my bad. So C is here. The variable has got updated here. So here the index number is 4. So that would be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4.